Disclaimer: the information and education material contained herein is meant to promote the general understanding and dialogue of GANs processing. Such information is not meant or intended to serve as a substitute for a healthcare professional's clinical training, experience, or judgment. For patients and individuals, such information is not to be a substitute for professional medical, therapeutic, or healthcare advice or counseling. For medical issues or concerns, including decisions about medications and other treatments, readers, viewers, listeners should always consult their physician or, in serious cases, seek immediate assistance from emergency personnel. Prescription information, procedures, and use of medical devices information should be undertaken only by properly trained and certified medical personnel. We specifically disclaim any warranties, express or implied, including implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. Such information is provided, as is, and is believed to be accurate at the time of its publishing, but it is the viewer's job to evaluate the accuracy of any information found in this presentation. Every case presented is of their own experience, applied by themselves for themselves, and it applies to their case only. Every person experiencing health problems should seek professional medical advice and consult their course of treatment with a doctor. The processes of plasma balancing described herein are a natural process which supports the body but does not replace medical advice or therapies one is already subject to.
It's time for change to move into the real work of the universe. And it's time to understand that we use the matter state to reach the level of understanding of the soul of the man. Now you understand maybe why the Creator has sent His messages in the name of whatever you have had. Is that they bring the ears, that it can be used when the time of the Messiah comes. They can teach the soul and the message, not to oppose, but by them understanding through those who have become messiahs to give from their souls to these to elevate, the job is made easy. The school is there and the students are devotedly there. Then there won't be any fight between what they call the Muslims and the Christians. The lamb and the lion will eat and sleep in the same nest. The Christians and the Muslims will sleep and pray in the mosque and in the same church in the name of their souls, not in the name of religion that is used to create so much conflict for the benefit of those who were the hyperactive children. The time has come, the time of change is here. And as I said, my wish is my command. If it's your wish to see peace, the path of peace is laid very clearly. It's the soul of the collective awareness by giving will create that position of change. No other thing. There is no pen in the soul of the man. And I'm sure once you go into the universal community, you will never see anything written but the balance of the fields of the soul of the existence. Try to be humble enough not to become arrogant in the power that you have understood and you possess. Otherwise, you'll fall in the same path of the church and the mosque. This is what we promised, and this is what we have delivered. We have to understand the operation of the soul, and we have to understand the soul of the man is a star in the cosmos of the universe. If we compare the soul of the man and many of us, 7 billion in one collection, Earth is like a galaxy with so many stars. When we look in the depth of the universe, we see galaxies with hundreds of millions of stars in it. So is the planet Earth. It carries 7 billion beautiful stars, which are the soul of the man. Carries with it soul of so many trillions of animals, plants, and everything else. So if you look, when someone who does not see the physicality of the Earth and its content, what do they see? They see a galaxy with so many beautiful lights shining, each one according to their strength, each one according to their position. An infant has a beautiful soul, so has the old man. To those who do not see the physical dimension of this planet, but they see the strength of the field, we are clusters of stars. The human race, every single soul, no one from a distance sees, that's the soul of a fisherman, that's the soul of the cosmologist, that's the soul of the president. They all shine, irrespective of the physicality. This is the magic. This is what the new science has to bring to man. When we look to our soul, we see nothing but a star in the other souls. And this is the break. This is the understanding. This is what all these teachings are about. Coming to mature to the next level, to understand in the deep space, the universe is the oyster for those souls who serve. Then man is ready to go into space. Then man is ready to become part of the universal community which has been promised. I never promised you heaven. I always promised you the elevation of the man to join the family. And now you have the key. It's you who has to open the door to understand, if I can raise the soul of these people or millions of other souls, that the physical life on this planet changes, then I'm worthy to be part of the universal community. To be there to serve, to expand. To be there to be part, that in the cycle of life of universe, I become, in being part, I become part of the totality. When man reaches that point, a new dimension in the strength of the soul of the man will appear, which is beyond imagination of understanding of the physical life. It's the gate to the opening of the new life, in a new dimension, which is beyond imagination of what you might call a new beginning, a new cycle. Which that cycle carries with itself the origin of the creation of life in the universe and in the universe. It's the elevation of the soul to serve become the key, not a throne of the physical life. The time is right. The time has come for the man to go through this process.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 282nd One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace and Justice. Excuse me, here on Tuesday, July 11th, 2023. This is a presentation of the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute Education Department and part of the public teachings in English. My name's Rick Crammond, and I'll be host once again in this weekly series of workshops. And once again, I'm joined with Mark as co-host and Elias as well today. Okay, I think we're ready to begin and take in today's workshop. Let me get that ready here. And we'll be joined with members of the Universal Council. Okay, I think we're ready to go.
Yes, my dear. Thank you, my dear Rick. And hello, hello, hello. How do you do? But here I welcome. So swagatam, as in India we say when we welcome somebody, to the beautiful, beautiful energy and beauty and totality of Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute, to the beautiful, beautiful energy of the knowledge seekers from all around the world, from the beautiful energy of all universal souls as we are. So, all that is welcome. And I will say salam, namaste, salute, my dear ones. And in the, and welcome the beautiful energy of the oneness, in the oneness of the one planet, one nation, one race for justice and world peace. So, I will say, my dear beautiful souls from eons, we are alive, I will say, but we never lived life as it should be lived, as if being. So I will say, live with others, let live others, spread the love, spread this peace of unconditional love, and grow with everybody and all that is. And this is the time to start the growth, or maybe we have already started. And I will say, my dear beautiful souls, that when we say, somebody says that when we say justice, then it is not the justice that we have seen in this physical realm, or we can say the Maya, but the justice or the judgment you say, it is not always that. It is your opinion too. Your opinion. It is not judgment. So I will say, if you are saying that we all live in unconditional love, that is your opinion from deep, deep from your heart. So be in your beautiful opinions always, stand with it. So I will read a little clip as um, as an introduction for this beautiful opening of one planet, one race, one nation for justice and world peace. Thank you. Here are an extract from 493 Knowledge Seeker Workshop. The limitation of the science of universe, as I have said many times, is the limitation of man, his own understanding of the work of the universe. So it is always our understanding. So it's us who puts a limitation on what can be done and what is not achievable. Here, the opinion comes. So achievable. In a way, everything is possible and achievable in this space. How we do it, how we mix it, how we manifest it. Beautiful. How it disappearing, how it depends on how much we have understood the process of creation. What we understood become our limitation, and what we strive to understand becomes what we call the target. It's for us to understand the limitation. It's for us to able to somehow interface the matter state into the plasma state, into the dimension of energy. In one level, in one way, we started a new chapter in teachings in past couple of weeks in how man will achieve this. How man has to start changing a lot of calculations, which become the cornerstones of his work, to totality of reality and the data which is available to us in real time conditions. We have come to explain that what we call the speed of light limitation doesn't exist in transmutation. What the limitations has been put and the numbers and figures and some unreal conditions we have accepted is not workable in the dimension of what we call the present science of space technology. So here we are saying that we have been growing up only receiving, only by, like a well like a I will say like a Stockholm syndrome, that we have to follow that opinion, we have to follow that judgment, we have to follow this and that. But now it's our opinion, it's our judgment for ourselves. So what we have to follow, because in 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 this new cycle, a space cycle, a space travel, a form of transmutation, we are going through, experiencing through it, as we have. There are many questions, but there are answers also given in many ways. We just ignore it. And here I will say that embrace those intuition you have, embrace the dreams, embrace the work of your heart and soul, what they say to you. So I will say that here in space there is no number, no such thing. This is only you and me and all that is. So thank you. Thank you for listening, my dear beautiful souls. Thank you so much. And salam, namaste, salute. And we can go to the next slide, my dear Rick. Here, as always we do, beautiful wishes. And we are here with all our heart and soul in all these wishes. The whole world is here. Maybe they don't know, some don't know, but we are here. So I welcome Mark to read this. If Mark is here, I welcome you, Mark, to read the beautiful wish, if you can.
Sure.
Oh.
Sure. We, the Universal Council, wish for more souls to experience the plasma technology through the work of their own souls. Our wish is our command. And of course, this is what's been hidden from us, this dimension of the plasma. We call it the soul, or we call it the center. But through discovering it and working with it, I think you can become your own doctor, your own farmer, your own pilot, and then learn the transmutation process, which this will come in the future, probably first through apps, and then once it becomes ingrained within you, you'll be able to do it yourself. But some, we're not going to limit it to apps. Some will discover this before. So this is the whole teachings of the Keshe Foundation, is just to find a faster way to your creator, to your own soul, which created you. And you become the savior of yourself in a way, or you become your own Mekti. And I think this is where the foundation, or Mr. Keshe, is leading us into discovering this soul who's intentionally, in a way, blinded our operation to its existence, but now it's being revealed more and more, and to work with this beautiful giving energy. And this is the discovery of your own soul. And this is the work of the foundation. And then everyone becomes sort of independent. As he said, once you learn the transmutation, no one can touch you here on the planet or in the universe. So this is our wish, that we all become much freer and less dependent on our work through the physicality, let's say. Thank you, Shweta.
Oh, thank you, my dear Mark. We are present. We are present. Thank you so much. Beautiful what you say. Thank you. Our ability of our own. Thank you. now we can go to the next slide, my dear. Thank you. Okay. Oh, this is about the soul connection, my dear beautiful souls. As we will be here in this moment for 5 minutes of silence for the connection of the souls, to elevate all the souls that exist. So I will say that the soul connection, as we do, you have to go your within, to your within, to experience and trust your heart and soul. And as here in my experiences, I will say that when the soul communication, we started the soul communication connection, I will say now, of course, communication and connection. It was very hard for me, like I was very, as there was anger, there was emotional drainage because of this playground, the playing leaders, the playing politicians, the corrupt people, the killing people. And I know who they are. And I thought I have to connect to them. No, 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 no. I can't do that. They are so corrupt. They are so low life. I thought that. They are so low life. I can't do that. But it was hard for me. But when I started elevating, I also elevated in that elevation, my beautiful soul. And I understand why there's a need of peace. Why there's the need to understand, to trust the soul, because all souls are equal. The image, and we are all in the image of the Creator. I understood that after a long, long time. So if we, this is a space, I will say, moment when we connect to all souls. Trust your soul and heart and soul, my dear one. Starting from you, around all that is. And that includes all souls that exist. There's no leader, there's no killer, nothing like that. So yeah, I will say that elevating our souls create this manifestation. Truly, truly, what we need to do in all the life, if they are also feeling that in the soul level. Physical level, I know it's hard, but we are in this physicality. We are facing this miserable times, but extreme times, and we are dealing with it also in a way. But even dealing with this physicality after this soul communication, it became a little easy for us, in this all level intact physicality, kind of that. And we see the behavior of humanity now changing, of course, transmuting. So I will say, my dear beautiful souls, trust your heart and soul, and we will go for the elevation for 5 minutes, my dear beautiful souls. Thank you for being here. All the love always. And the soul connection starts from now. Thank you. Thank you very much, very, very much, all beautiful souls, for being here and see the beauty when we are elevating in the totality always. Here I am in the night of India. Here you are in the day of wherever. Here you are in a day that is always a day. As said, there is always a North Pole and a South Pole season. So, but we elevate in this totality, we are together. That is the beauty. Thank you for being here, my dear beautiful souls. Thank you so much. Um, Rick, now we can go to the next slide. Here, Mark, you want to say something?
Well, this is part of the wellness through the work of the soul sessions that are coming up in July, but this was some testing of the systems, I think, with the doctors or the dentists, and they've actually shown a growth of a tooth, which scientifically it's been deemed an impossibility, but with this technology, I don't think there are any limitations. And I don't know if you want to show that panel, Rick, maybe after the video, but and of course, in the 493, I think after the break, Mr. Keshe goes into an extensive laying out of what these sessions are all about and what you could possibly expect in the development of the technology. This is the main point for the Keshe Foundation and the team, the doctors, and so on, to learn more and to reach more in a massive way for whatever condition you'd like to create wellness in. And this is the work, the wellness through the work of the soul. And this is just a process we're going through in this video is a testimonial of what can be done remotely. I think they even go into melting kidney stones from thousands of kilometers away by perhaps changing the salinity or the pH within the kidney. And in a few sessions, that stone could be melted. So this is the type of technology that is being offered in exchange for peace. Peace within yourself, peace within the planet, and peace within the universal community. So this is a video the Brazilians made. I think Alex over voices it or voiceovers it. And it does show quite a few things. So they're looking for volunteers, and maybe you'd like to show the panel after this about the sessions that are being offered. The first one is this Friday, and then it will continue to the 21st, 28th, and then an overall review session, I believe, on the 30th. And of course, it's an offer open to anyone.
Okay, here we go.
Keep Keshe Foundation free for humanity. Become a trial volunteer. And Mr. Keshe is making every effort to keep Keshe Foundation free and independent and out of control of the multinational corporations. Therefore, we need more knowledge seekers with certain health conditions to come forward and be part of the trials and test. It's different than volunteering for big corporations with huge budgets. For one thing, they pay you to put experimental drugs inside your body because you are taking a risk. With plasma science, it is totally opposite. You are working with plasma fields that cannot damage you, and usually your condition changes or goes away. But you have to pay for it because it's an act of love to help bring the change to humanity. Please, if you could consider volunteering for these trials, not only do you benefit, but you bring benefit to others.
This is the tooth of a child, and you can see it literally to the flesh. And this is very few weeks later. Where the tooth is literally recovering and growing. And when you see the changes are so fundamental. And this is what our doctors and dentists are achieving. This is a life of misery, pain, tooth extraction. And this is today, a few weeks later. And you walk away for all the problems. How far this will go? Will it become a complete tooth in the next 6 months, 12 months? And would we see the changes? Because if you're a dentist, and if you're an ordinary man, you can understand the difference between the two. No chemicals, no medicine, nothing was used. The target of our dentists and doctors is to grow tooth where it has gone. It's been pulled out if it's possible. It's been the dream of the dentists. And using the new technology by them, I'm sure they will try. As you can see, the difference between the two is very clear. We see new bones, new structures, new covers appear. It's the same for us with the what we call the world of salinity. Can we create a condition? Would you like to change the screen, please? Right. Can we come to the point that with application of the remote, we can deliver directly, for example, to build a piece of wall of a heart of a baby, the way we did with a tooth, from thousands of kilometers away, without open heart surgery? Can we rebuild part of a kidney which has been damaged and you're on dialysis machine? Can our doctors, with a new technology, remove kidney stone without any intervention? Do they need to change the salinity within a kidney for the stone to melt within a few sessions? And now you understand why we tell you, volunteer. Do you want me to go to multinationals and tie your hand with research? Or do you want to do it yourself and help the others and our doctors to understand? We are not in medical practices. We are in elevation of the soul, how the soul decides to change the what we call dimension within dimension of physicality. And secondly, all these trials is done by the doctors. We are providers of the knowledge. So, if you want to see if it works, if it can bring a new understanding for us, volunteer. And opposite to the other researchers or doctors and institutions where they go out and look for billions to pay scientists to find out, Keshe Foundation asks you to pay for, as volunteer, for us to learn, for scientists to bring the new dimension.
Thank you, my dear Rick. Here I will say, welcome. We want to play another video from the knowledge seeker workshop. Not? No? As hello?
Yes, I think Diane
Okay.
had submitted a clip with it.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Diane. Yes.
And this again is Alex explaining about growing into a field, I believe. And these are capabilities we used to have. We haven't forgotten them, Mr. Keshe. It's just that we haven't used them. So everyone holds the keys within themselves, but it's for you to discover it and unravel it. Again, whether it's communication line, zero-time communication, or whether it's wellness through the soul, or feeding yourself, or perhaps traveling to different, it's you who hold the key, and it's for you to unravel it. These are the sessions that Rick has brought up. Again, it's a full month of sessions in a way. Each session is about 3 hours, and you can divide the time in any sort of fashion you want. As Mr. Keshe said, there may be a cumulative process where you don't see or feel anything in session number 1. Or it starts to build up in session number 2, and by session number 3, maybe the soul has decided to bring that dimensional change in the dimension of the physicality. As we know, the soul has created the whole structure. It can pull it back into itself, as we see in accidents, and then remanifest it nanoseconds later, or it can provide the change. Again, I don't understand the full operation of the soul, but this is what we're sort of moving into, the work of the soul and the real work of the universe and its expansion and creation process. Again, it's to gain confidence, and then as you elevate yourself or through the systems, you may be able to pass this understanding on to someone else, or give to them to help their conditions. So the offers are open to everyone, I think, except anyone with implants. Mr. Keshe said we would advise against implants at this point, although there are some exceptions. They were working in the background, but for the most part, you bring in whatever condition you want. And Mr. Keshe explains it quite well after the break in the 493 workshop, which I don't know if we have it up, but again, and there's no real cutoff date, I don't think, for signing up. You can sign up for all 4 sessions, or you could sign up individually if you'd like. And then there'll probably be some reporting to the public, or maybe more testimonials coming out of these sessions. We'll have to see, and see what people notice changes within themselves, their environment, their homes, what have you. So it's up to you. And as Mr. Keshe said, tying it up with the multinationals, it'll be years before you probably see they'll need a triple confirmation and more studies, and then the debate and all that. So he's keeping it within the foundation. To bring it out a little quicker, I think we want to go on the fast track, or a little faster track than we've been moving, at least up to this point. And these sessions are part of it for future generations, and for the space travel program, or the colonization of different planets within the solar system initially. As he said, once we learn to run, jumping becomes quite easy. So you're all invited to be part of this elevation for humanity. Thank you.
It looks like the bookings are opened. Well, it mentions the 27th of June, the 12th, 19th, and 26th of July, respective to each session. So basically,
2 days before.
a week or 2 before, depending, something like that. Okay, good. Shall we play the other video now, I suppose?
Yes,
Now,
yes, of course.
now what is this set at the right time in the video? I think it was 3:59, was it not?
That would cover a larger portion of the video. You could start it at 4:11 as well, but just to lay out what Alex was trying to convey, I thought he might stop in. He may want to add to it. It was about Kirlian photography, seeing an aura growing into a field, and so on and so forth. The understanding that we used to be able to grow a limb or sever a limb. Again, I don't think there were any reactors available to the people at that time, but they used the interaction within themselves and the environment, their own energies to create these conditions, whether it was cutting off an arm, maybe it got trapped when we were being chased, I guess, by other things, or growing it back. And I don't believe they made reactors, but they used the interactions and emotions within themselves, the energy dimension of the soul, to bring about this change or this rebuilding. So yes, if you'd like to listen to it, fine. There are a couple of glitches in there, but in 15 minutes, I think you'll get the understanding of what Alex was trying to convey to me and the others.
Okay, good, Mark. Thank you. Okay, so here we go.
It could have multifunction, yeah?
Yeah, multifunctional, right?
We know the roots can grow from it. I'm
Yeah.
assuming it is absorbing energy, and it can also be some sort of defense mechanism for the plant itself. And smaller ones, I think, smaller insects.
Yeah, and there is a liquid in this hair against
Something that,
poison or something.
yeah, a little repulsive then. So this is its own natural, perhaps, defense in a way?
Yeah.
Or shielding, as Alex was mentioning. And in the future, I think it would be so, Mr. Keshe said, we'll have videos of these energies, 80% of our energies coming in through our skin, let's say, or the majority of it, the lungs, the eyes, and a few other things. But it would be great for children and adults to see a human and a plant basically doing the same sort of work, a different way. But in the future, we're going to have these videos to share. And I think this will make the understanding of the plasma absorption really a solid, where we could see it on maybe not the Kirlian photography, maybe so, but probably more detailed than that.
Oh, I'm really glad you brought that up.
Okay.
I just want to just deviate slightly about this Kirlian photography.
Okay, that's great. That's going to be a tool in the future for sure.
Well, there was a YouTube video that I seen where someone was doing Kirlian photography, and they were using it to disprove the aura of the plant.
Okay.
And they said that you understand that if you were to take a leaf and cut that part of the leaf, the Kirlian photography would still show the soul of the plant emitting a force field representing the design of the leaf, right? You agree with that?
That you cut off.
Yes.
Yeah, as Mr. Keshe said, when you have a kidney removed, the field of the kidney is still there, even though the physical kidney is not.
Right. So this YouTuber was making the claim that this was false because he designed Kirlian photography. He recreated it in his own home, and he was able to demonstrate how that force field was actually altered by the cutting of the leaf. But what he actually proved was that he didn't have Kirlian photography. So why was he able to show a, shall we say, a pattern that reflected the energy, but reflected the energy of the cut part of the leaf? So that's my question to you. I'm putting you on the spot, sort of, but I think you're up for it. But why do you think that is?
Shall I guess? I'm not sure. You said he didn't have that sort of camera.
Well, he claimed that he did.
Okay.
Because he's seen a glow, an energy glow around the plant. Then after he cut the leaf, that energy flow contracted to the new position that reflected the cut. So what could you conclude with that picture?
Well, maybe it made a nano coating on the cutting. Perhaps.
Yeah, well, it probably did, because the plant wants to heal itself, right?
To grow the leaf back, starting with
Right.
a nano layer.
Okay, so that's fine, but we have an opposition to an understanding of the Kirlian photography, because it conflicts with even what I taught at one of the private classes, and what you just mentioned, what Mr. Keshe is mentioning. So, you know, if someone has let's say a salamander, you know, has his foot cut off, the salamander has the capability of growing that foot back. So the essence that allows that foot to grow back would be the plasmatic aura, so that the foot can grow back into that. Right? Makes sense?
Oh, yeah. And we have the capability as well. It's just we haven't used it in a long time.
No, I understand that, but I'm
Okay.
just going back to this Kirlian photography. He didn't see that. In other words, if he were to take a picture of the salamander, he would not see that aura in his emission spectrum. So, but he's claiming it's Kirlian photography. So now I want you to derive a conclusion. How do you resolve this anomaly between what this YouTuber did and what Mr. Keshe is saying? How would you resolve that anomaly?
I don't see the anomaly. He didn't have the actual correct photography. So how could he see it?
Okay, but he's seen an emission spectrum. So what is the difference between what he's seen and what is genuine Kirlian emission?
Not sure.
That's an honest answer.
Yeah.
So very basic. This is the key difference between understanding the physical physics versus the plasma physics.
You mean like when you grow the finger or the toe with a reactor, where layer by layer it gets built up?
But it'll grow into the plasma field. Let's go back to this.
There are many anomalies, no question.
Okay, but this is an important point, because to this day, many knowledge seekers still don't get it. We have a clear difference between the physical science and the plasma science, and we have trouble identifying. And so if we look at the characteristic of the plasma, are you still able to hear me, by the way?
Oh, clearly, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'm trying to get the picture up, but I can't right now. So what I'm going to say is that remember the picture where I had the magnets and then I had the fields of the magnets, and I said, well, you know, when you remove the magnets, you remove the field.
Okay. I know you had a number of pictures of magnets, yes.
Yeah, but in physics.
Now we're not hearing you.
When you remove the magnet, you remove the field.
All right, we missed the sentence, Alex. When you remove the
In
magnet.
a plasma reality, when you move the reactor, the field remains.
It's breaking up.
When you remove the. Okay, I know why it's breaking up. Okay.
I did hear you said when you remove the magnet, you remove the field.
In physicality.
In physicality, okay.
So when he cut off that leaf and when he saw the emission spectrum, he saw what he thought was plasma energy, or he saw what he thought was a Kirlian representation. And it might have been, but it was in the physical state. The true Kirlian photography was able to see the energy in a plasmatic state. So in a plasmatic state, when you remove the reactor, the field remains. Are you with me?
Yeah. Even though that's almost counterintuitive, but once you introduce that field, you're saying it stays in that area, that position?
The plasmatic field stays, yes.
Mm-hmm.
There's a plasmatic
residual, okay.
Residual, yeah.
Yep.
You know, what I'd like you to do here is
you can take the screen back, Alex.
Would you stop sharing first,
okay.
Please?
Although there is one other point I wanted to bring up, but let's go back
to
your sharing. No, go ahead.
Okay,
I stopped the share.
I'm going to try it now.
We're seeing it says Alex has started screen sharing. There it is. Okay, it's come up.
So when you look at the fields of attraction and repulsion from the magnets, you know that there's a field there because you can feel it, right? But if you take those magnets away, you won't feel those fields anymore. Is that correct?
Yes.
Now, in a plasmatic state, if you have this plasmatic field and it was created by a plasma reactor, you can remove the reactor, the field will remain. Okay, let's go back to the salamander. We cut the foot off. The aura of the foot remained. And the salamander has the skill to regrow that foot. But he has to have that plasmatic field to grow into, because that plasmatic field is of a higher energy state and it will feed to the lower energy state, which is physical. You okay with that?
Sounds good.
This is so fundamental to understanding the plasma science. And every time that we run into a, shall we say, an objection, it's because of the failure to understand this key point. You have an aura that's around your body. Your physical body as a baby grew. Your aura had to grow first. You grew into your aura. When your aura increased in size, then you grew. You grew into your aura. You understand that?
I hear what you're saying, yes.
You can't grow into nothing. You can only grow into something. The aura that you grew into physically was your environment. You have to grow into that. So this is why your hands are on the ends of your arms and your feet are on the ends of your legs. It's because your aura has predetermined that pattern. This was tested. Robert O. Becker in the Body Electric. They took a graft and of a leg and they put it on a different part of the body. So that graft had the aura of the leg. And guess what? A new leg grew into that aura, but not in the place where the leg used to be, but where they put the graft. The cell tissue carries an energy field.
Interesting. I just sent a photo to Mark of my tomatoes growing roots. I didn't know how to put it in here, but now I understand that those parts of the tomato had the aura of the whole plant.
Right. And because you know this, when this YouTuber said, I have disproved the theory of the Kirlian photography, he didn't have Kirlian photography because this particular aura did not reflect the plasmatic field of the soul of the plant. And you, as a knowledge seeker, could catch him right off the bat. And so this is the point of these lessons. You don't know everything, and you don't know the latest research. But here's what you can tell. You can tell if someone's telling the truth or not. And one way you can tell is by looking at their soul. And another way you can tell is just by the knowledge that people talk about. And if I had this knowledge when I was in school, I would be thrown out of class because I would have, protested to the teacher. Oh no, that doesn't comply with, laws of the universe. Yeah, but this is the generally accepted method of teaching, the generally accepted knowledge, which has actually put a limitation on our knowledge. And so that extends to the speed of light, because you say, well, the speed of light is the fastest speed in physicality. In physicality. The physicality is a state. Now, what is the speed of light in the plasma state? This I can tell you. It will be constant, but it will have to be faster than the physical light. What are we talking about? We're talking about spirit light. We're talking about soul light. We're talking about GANS light. We're talking about nano light. We're talking about plasma light. Each energy state is a stable Magrav state. And within that stable Magrav state, it obeys the rules of energy transfer. And the energy transfer is via PM ticks, which are light, which are energy packs. These energy packs are love. All synonyms. But the one that we refer to constantly is light. And the light speed is constant in each state. But because the energy state is higher, then the light speed maximum is higher as well. Now you start to have an accounting for the difference in energy and mass. Because when you look at the equation of the speed of light, there is no reason for there to be more energy, and there's no reason for there to be more mass. But we know there is more energy, and we know there is more mass. And it's on the periodic table of elements, and the scientific community has worked that all out. And yet, at the end, they say, well, the speed of light is the maximum speed in physicality. But the maximum speed of light in the plasma reality is also the maximum speed, but it's a plasma light. It's not a physical light.
Did you want to stop here, Mark, or would you like to carry on?
Oh, I think you went a little past it, but that was okay. It was just to get this whole concept. And I know many of the books are going to be rewritten, and to understand the light speed in both dimensions, again, the physical dimension as well as the plasmatic, which is instantaneous, as I understand it. That's why remotely they can touch different conditions. Don't have to be present. I don't understand exactly how that works, but this is the process we're going through to understand more of our own capabilities and the work of the plasma technology as well for the scientists, the governments to observe, as well as the doctors in conjunction with all of it. But again, there's many things that are going to have to be changed or rewritten in the coming period. So, thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you to the Keshe Foundation Brazilian team for the beautiful video and very knowledgeable, full of knowledge. And I will say that thank you to my dear Alex, your beautiful voice, a beautiful teacher you are. And yes, of course, thank you, Mark, for bringing this up, and also Diane. Thank you, my dear Diane. So I will say that this is a beautiful topic. This is, the core to understand, as Alex was saying, that energy is constant in plasma, fundamental plasma. And the interaction is also like all that is every time. There's nothing like more and best and fast and great. It is, these are usable in our, and because of this usable words, or their manifestation, like there will be more and there will be, we lose this ability of understanding the presence of this whole thing constantly doing, like the salamander. As a salamander, it has this whole soul and A-line structure of the trusting the soul. They always do as vertical people, plants. But here we lost that ability because constant in this evolutionary process, constantly we are bombarded with is the social engineering, I will say, that fear-based everything. And all the sickness came and all the loss of organs came and replacement came. But the ability was that we are like, the body is, we understand designed. The design is always from the universal unified field, and we don't have to create more of it. We are all facing in this realm, but when we are present in the moment, that the salamander is, it is automatic. I will say the word automatic, that it doesn't see like it is growing. There is no growing for him. There is no such thing as manifestation for him. But in the soul level, the design grows again because that is it. He was not fearful about it. He doesn't want to change anything. The salamander doesn't want to change anything, because they don't change anything. The animals, the plants, they don't change. It is a natural occurrence. We forget the naturality of ours, when as we are going through these experiences of transmutation too, we are experiencing the changes, like if the body is transmuting, yes, there will be pain. The understanding of pain, why the pain is there. The pain was hiding from eons, and it is coming out, and you can see, you have the courage, I will say human being, the courage to face that, the truth. And then everything goes in balance in a constant way. That's the light is constant, the energy interaction is constant, and everything is stable. Nothing goes more than nothing. There is a manifestation in all these light systems. The light, an enlightened system, I will say. We don't have to even think, like we don't have to say that, oh, please grow. No, it is the design is there. We have to trust it, and it is very hard for us, for all of us, to even even, oh my God, like say, how can we do that? No, this is not happening. If the limb is cut, then it is not growing again. But this ability, we are also a species, living species, and we have this ability grow when we lose and stay in peace, and accept the opinion, justification, the word of the soul. And when we communicate, when we understand this, that we are a part of this, then the beauty comes. And the beauty, we understand that the beauty again, manifests. If there is a loss, then it will cover. It will again recover the beauty, whatever it is. And there is a totality again. We have to let it do. Let that. Sometimes when in the elevation, I feel this freedom, from within. When I communicate with others, many of them are, in remote areas, I will say. I have not gone there, but they also live like this salamander, the soul of the salamander. They let it grow, whatever it is. So sometimes they don't fell in all illness or sickness, and even they recover from many things very quickly. But in the cities, this ability we depend on everything, hang on everything. Oh, this is your opinion, then I'll do it. That is why we lost our ability. We are also a salamander by soul, by design, So this is what I understood, that what Alex was saying, that if there is a constant light speed, there's a constant interaction, and there is stability, then that is stability comes on again. And it is happening with us, the transmutation in this transmutation, because we truthfully we are facing this. We understood what we need to do, like that. So here things are coming in balance. Maybe there is an imbalance then, as in my case, I will say, truthfully, that in this transmutation, as we are transmuting, of course, because of the knowledge, it can't go away. It will shake you. And then what happened is, when I was, I am walking these days, I will say, my foot is, I wanted to, my foot to walk somewhere else, my foot goes somewhere else, and there is a kind of earthquake type of sometimes a pulse goes like this, and it is happening, and we have to trust, kind of that trust in a way that it doesn't mean that there is a severity of your illness and you don't take your medicine and all, but these are physicality, my dear. We have to understand the interaction between the two. Don't manifest what is not yours, like that. So it is hard, very hard, I know, because of this evolutionary process, what were the brain syndrome that we have created. But with this beautiful knowledge of totality, when we say totality, then everything comes in balance. And we, in this soul connection, and we don't separate yourself. Don't separate yourself from all that exists. As we are part of it, when we say that, then everything start to come in balance. And this is natural. This is what we are. So this is my experience. We are experiencing this. Many of us are experiencing this, knowingly, unknowingly. But this is what it is. So we are all like the salamander, but we don't understand the, like a Sufi, the salamander is, he's whirling, and things are, spark is coming out and everything grows again, everything comes in beauty and totality. And all that is. So I welcome my dear beautiful souls. Anybody wants to share or any question there is, or discuss and live in. This is a beautiful discussion. This is what we are. Welcome, my dear. Welcome.
Hi, it's Dan. I was just wondering what everyone else thought, the difference between physical and plasmatic. The only thing I can think of is the plasmatic is like forever, or not forever, is the main running program, and the physical is right now. I'm not explaining this very well.
Yes, Diane. I would say, yes.
No, go ahead. That's what I want to know, is what is other people's understanding? Like, is the plasmatic like the blueprint, and the physical is whatever, and when we die, or well, we don't ever die really, but when our souls, or when our body dies, as before anyway, we leave behind the fields. Are those fields picked up by whoever and whatever? And if they're valid or whatever, they carry on and grow. And if not, they fade away. Is that how we're growing? Humanity is the fields, they're always changing. Okay, I'm done. If I could
yes, my dear Diane. Yes, I will say that the fields, as they are called, in the field, universal unified field of souls, there is a constant, light speed and interaction, and there is a stability. But when the stability is interfered, I will say the soul is forever. The trust of the soul is forever. The universal unified fields breaks down, and in this different level of plasma, as the manifestation of plasma in the magnitude, and the untangible way we don't see, also get disturbed, emotionally, as the emotion plays in these fields. So the universal unified field, becoming as it is a stable field, doesn't work in this instability. When things go unstable, then we will say it, the aura, the plasma, the soul leaves the vessel, the body, because the vessel becomes, poor to grow again, to grow, to live. The soul, the universal unified field to be in the light. So it leaves the body, and of course it takes these memories, sometimes the essence of what it is, and sometimes it doesn't take anything because it doesn't need that essence anymore. But sometimes even the unified field decides, well, I will say, justifies the essence to be taken. And yes, the plasma in the unified field, the plasma never dies. It always remains, and as you said, it is forever. But in the manifestation of the light, when we say as a being, when we manifest that, the plasma becomes this manifestation in material world. It loses the magnitude, it becomes in the, as we say, in a negative, in the minus way. But in the core gravitational way, it is always, attracting, always attracting life, always attracting love, always attracting. So here is the my opinion. I don't know. I am not so good at it, but what I experience is that when my father died, and here's the ritual that, because in the family, if there is a boy, if my father has a son, at that time he has done the rituals. But here what we say, when I was touching, we have to put the clarified butter. Here we say ghee as a ritual to the whole body. As my father died in another region, Bombay, the body came after postmortem here in where I live in Bhopal. And as a ritual, as a elder child, I have put oil, I mean the ghee, the clarified butter in whole of his body. And I experienced that it was so cold, like something. I was so, heavy. My body was heavy. But then I understood that he's no more, kind of that, the soul has left the body. That what I was not understanding before. I understood that. I was very, even I didn't cry at that time because I know. But after the soul has left the body, because my father was in a very, sad condition always. Sad condition means that even we are happy, we are good, and everything is, but the days of partition of India has left many thousands and thousands of people so devastated that they can't forget in their life. So that was the thing they never, and he was a chain smoker, and this is why, the fields was interrupted, and even by counseling, he was always leaned to the negative side. So that was the way. But as he comes with me in my dreams, he talked with me in a way. I never cried because the essence was there. My father was a good man. So the essence is forever. Even I go to space, he will be with me. Maybe I can see him in the essence. So, my dear Dan, this is my, as a person, this is my opinion, what I experience. And as the universal unified field remains always, and it doesn't go away anywhere. It always stays in this stability of unconditional love. Thank you, my dear Dan, for asking the question. And this is what my experience is. And anybody else want to answer? I mean,
I'd like to
yes.
add a little bit.
Oh,
perhaps.
Ashrik, thank you.
The plasma that is created out of interaction of rays. And we have the fields that comes with it. Now, a material or the material world that sometimes we consider it to be, shall we say, lesser of the two. Our soul is the elevated part in the physicality. May not be. The physicality itself has fields. And we live on this planet, the planet called Earth. And we are affected by its fields. I mean, it doesn't have just one field. It sustains it in many different ways. The gravity holds us here. What is a gravity? It's a field effect. What is heat? Yet another field effect. What is light? Another field effect that manifests in physicality. So the physical world is not any less. Sometimes we are told this is the world of, suffering, this and that. We have all kinds of things, sort of sometimes what we would call negative connotation with this physical part of the spectrum of fields. That is also plasma field, but the spectrum that we work with right now in our life on this planet. Now, this physical spectrum, is it any less from the rest of it? Not really. And this is the balance right now absent. Yes, people are awakening and elevating it. It's the word, the rumor is everywhere. It's not rumor, maybe. There is an awareness of higher field strength. This is not rumor. We are actually, but the word is getting around everywhere. But is it at the expense of our physical reality? Mr. Keshe puts it very nicely, is that, when the soul departs, we leave our body here for somebody to take care of the garbage. Do we have to do that? As an environmentally friendly people of this planet, we can take care of our garbage. We know now how. We can take our body with us. So this is at the sort of like a basic level. It's kind of like learning to be more responsible and so forth. But another level of understanding, we are appreciating the physicality as much as we are appreciating the soul aspect of the field. One is not better than others. It's a complete story. The physicality is part of our story. We can't say, it's it's a small part of the story. It's not relevant. How do we know? As creators, we can make it as relevant as we want it to be. The soul is, yes, its soul has the creative element. So doesn't physicality have it? All the physicalities we have, they all have it. Salamander is more responsible than our politicians. Perhaps we should elect some salamander as our leaders, but that's another story. But they know a few things, and maybe we should talk to them instead of our politicians. We may get some good governing, ideas of governing ourselves. At least, the physicality, regeneration of physicality. So what happens with this field that, Alex so nicely talked about? The fields that the aura that remains. What do we do to this field, which is the inertia of our body in this and on this planet, the inertial field? Now, how does it become the matter state or the plasma, the GAN state? Actually, it's not matter state as we understand it, it's GAN state. Bring it to the GAN state. We actually know a lot more. Think of the GANs boxes we have. What did we do there? We created the fields using the plates, and then we made GANs out of it. So fields are there. There's a little gap from GAN state, field state to the GAN state. Can we do it? Salamander does it. So we have to find the examples of where we see creative abilities manifest. We see it in salamander. So we can respect it by learning from salamander how to do it. And this is important. We talk about respecting other life forms. So here is an example of respecting salamander by learning from it the way to do it. Can we communicate with a salamander? This is yet again another opportunity, isn't it? If we respect a salamander as our teacher, well, so many people would be against me for this saying this. Salamander, a teacher. No, in reality, this is respecting other life forms. A plant can teach us things, a salamander can teach us things. Yes, they roam around our house. But that doesn't mean we cannot appreciate and learn from them. This is another part, the part of humility. We as human beings sometimes think we don't apply it as much. Let's say that's a better way of putting it. So from field to manifestation, we have done it in the GANs boxes. We know somebody, the salamander, does it in front of our eyes. How far are we up? I mean, we are there. We are close to this. But can we do it? We do it to a limited extent, which is when we, when we get cut, when we cut our, skin, it heals. But we have also tested some of the GANs water, and we see that, for example, if you have a long cut, usually you go for a stitch. And then, things can be done with, I won't go into any more detail because this is a medical kind of thing. So, can we use GANs water to do the same, accelerate the process so that we don't have to go through the stitching process? And I mean, I have tested it and actually it works. So how do you do it? Try it. There are a lot of examples of it. I think in Wiki and various other places. So I mean, the basic idea here is that a field that we can generate, we are getting help from the fields of the GANs to accelerate. We are essentially applying a higher strength field as compared to our regular matter state level we operate in. So the time factor changes when we operate at a higher field strength, and the recovery is faster. So some of the basic understanding of plasma come from this beautiful existence we call the physical world. And in doing so, we talk about elevation of our soul. We elevate our physicality as well. Why not? And this is a part that the complete unity of us, all parts of us, soul of man, soul of physicality, physicality. One is not any less than the other. You know, there are people who believe that, you know, physicality is, let's say, a little less. But it's one being, one living being. In our present expression is the expression on this planet. Elsewhere, there may or may not be an expression, can be a different expression. Can't we appreciate all of these? The beauty and variety of one's presence at different places in different ways. And we appreciate it because now, as with the planetary, the whole planetary existence is such that, you know, we interact with people from different backgrounds. Yeah, their manifestation is somewhat different, and we appreciate their different inclination, different strengths. And as we work together, we are actually developing an appreciation for not only our, you know, collective reality, but maybe we can love our own physicality in the same way as starting to love the beauty of other cultures, other countries, and all of these things. So it's a great time. Let's have fun. Thank you.
Oh, Moshfik, you have so beautifully explained. So beautiful. Thank you, my dear, as you always do. I have learned so many things from you, my dear Moshfik. Thank you. I will say that, yes, of course, as in the realm of the unified field, the design, we have to trust the design like the salamander. And in respecting all beings exist, I mean, in the humbleness, the salamander can be a teacher to all of us. So learn from him. Thank you. Thank you so much, my dear Moshfik. Thank you. Well, I again welcome anybody else to say anything about this discussion about this beauty. And you are welcome.
Yes. I mean, it certainly appears as magic. I mean, melting kidney stones from thousands of kilometers away or growing teeth in the same manner from miles away, thousands of kilometers away. It certainly seems like magic, but Mr. Keshe says, I don't do magic. He said, my knowledge is my magic. And if you understand it, you become magician too. So it would appear something we can't explain, but it's all in the depths of the knowledge of understanding of the process of creation. And this is what we're all moving into. So thank you. Thank you, Keshe Foundation.
Yes, of course, my dear. Thank you, my dear Mark. Thank you. My beautiful, beautiful, dearest Keshe Foundation. Spaceship Institute. Thank you. Thank you. Now, if anybody wants to share, or we can move to the next slide. Thank you. Here is the wellness through the work of the soul. Mark, you want to say something or read it? Mark?
No, I think we opened it up to everyone that you can sign up within the next couple of days for the first session and continue on for there. And let's see if you want to test it and see if it works. You're welcome to come in. It's open to everyone, knowledge seekers, people who aren't knowledge seekers, anyone for any conditions. So it's open to all of us, and it's for the development of the technology and to test it, to prove it, add to it, and then of course deliver it somewhere down the road. It's being delivered now, but it'll be even a heavier delivery of the knowledge in the coming period. But this is part of the work of the volunteers to help develop the systems, rather than going the conventional route with years of research and billions of dollars to prove something, and perhaps maybe it doesn't get proven or it gets shelved for whatever reason. So this is why Mr. Keshe wants to keep the foundation totally independent, but yet collaboration with governments and corporations and the other things at the same time.
Hello, Mark. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, we hear you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, my dear Mark. My internet has stopped for a second. Thank you. So the wellness through the work of the soul, like the salamander. Be the salamander at that time. And welcome, my dear one, to the wellness. So join, enjoy, live. Thank you. And one thing I also want to say that if this is the kindness. If somebody has this ability to donate to someone, those who want to join, those who want to be in these sessions, and please do donate. And I will say, pour water, like come, whatever you had. If you're filled, your cup is filled, then give it to somebody else, so the more love will come. So this is the way a soul and plasma work as designed. Thank you, my dear beautiful souls, and thank you for being here. Now we can move to the next slide. Okay, here is bring the bring the needs and wishes from your community to the Universal Council as one planet, one nation, one race for justice and world peace. And I also welcome Dean to say, as he say, this is in his lovely words. My dear Dean, hello.
Sweta, hi. I apologise to you all. I haven't been present for most of this meeting because I've been occupied with many people. But yes, I would love to bring some needs and wishes to the community and to the Universal Council. I'm present at the moment in the exhibition centre, and I've been with many people that are knowledge seekers and people that have come in to experience the technologies and the soul aspect of themselves through the knowledge that we share and we give through the teachings for the first time. And some people come in and they have thoughts and wishes to bring themselves to balance. And as Mario speaks to them, and as they are shown the various different aspects of the technology that starts off from the very beginning, it starts off with Mr. Keshe's books. So we have the origin of the universe at the top, we have the structure of the light in the middle, and at the bottom we have the universal order, the creation of matters. And then to the side of them we have some plates, and we know we have copper that we know is connected to the physical body. We have nano-coated, which is creating a structure of opening up a molecular structure of the metal to give us an energy flow. And then we have nano-coated plates, and we have nano-coated coils. Then we move to the next bit, and then from that we then start getting into the GANs. And then, as we know, the GANs have an energy flow that we can physically feel, and we can also emotionally feel throughout our systems, our structure, through our emotions and through being present with them. And that's another technology all on its own, and many of us have come to experience this. Then we move on to the structure of being able to actually produce those materials ourselves. So the knowledge is given so that we can actually, as we say, experience a plasmatic condition in our environments by using materials that all around us to create field interactions that we can then balance ourselves and our environments, depending upon our intentions. So the needs and wishes of the community would be, what is it within your community that you have that you would like to balance, or you would like to give to unconditionally for you to receive more? So I know come to the next part of the exhibition would be the One Cup, One Life. And there's, as we know, that there's various different cups of life, from the first cup of life 1 and 2, which were for a virus. Then we have the cup of man, which is 2 cups connected together. And then we have the 5 cup stacker system that gives us a full spectrum of energies of a human being on planet Earth. And they're all connected in a certain way. And we start off with the magnetical and gravitational fields at the bottom. Then we move up to sort of the inertia of the planet Earth. Then we get to the physicality of the body. Then we get to the soul of physicality. And then we get to the soul at the top. And to bring the needs and the wishes to the top, which is the soul, the top of the actual, the top of what we are as a human being. And we can use this information, this connection, to help in so many different ways that we. The only way we can ever stop this communication, this connection, is through our own limitation. And the soul is unlimited. So what is it that you would like to bring the needs and wishes to, from, where? What is the energy that you require to bring everything into balance? The knowledge is being shared and given openly and freely for everybody to experience. And there, as I walk around the exhibition, as I've said, there are many different tools here for us to experience the balancing of the physical body and the emotion of mankind. And not just mankind, the emotion of our vertical friends and all the created creatures, which would be all, you know, all the horizontal creatures, all the animals that exist on planet Earth. And all this technology is being shared and given freely for each and every one of us to to experience and to be part of, because we are part of all of it in each and every moment. So the needs and wishes can be from an individual that has a specific energy flow that needs to be, or they believe to be, that needs to have a balance, or a condition that they feel is not conducive to feeling correct for them in that moment. There are other situations bringing the needs and wishes. We could do something right now, which is slightly different to what we've done before. So there are many paintings that are present in the exhibition. And these paintings have various different amounts of ganses embedded into the paint. And so they have a certain quality, and these paintings come in pairs. And when you stand between the paintings, you can feel an energy flow. And many people today that come for the first time, I was speaking to a gentleman who'd been here for the first time. And he says, oh, I'm not sure about this. I'm not sure if anything works. And I just got him to stand between the paintings. And within a very short period of time, he said, yeah, I feel this. So I said, so now you feel plasma. So you understand the connection and I explained a little bit more about the soul aspect. And he felt it and he knew it straight away. So at the present moment, I am stood between a pair of paintings, and I'm going to go to two at the end here. So I'm now stood between these two paintings. And I'm going to allow us to feel the energy flow through these paintings on a soul aspect to bring the needs and wishes of the community closer together, the soul connection, so that we can all experience this oneness, this connection, so we can share, give the energy that we don't require, we have enough of, and receive the energies that we do require, that we don't have enough of. Be present in this moment and receive the energy flow through my thoughts and intentions and the connection of my soul to your soul and all the souls that are present in this moment. So we just spend a little moment just being still and quiet. Thank you for that. So the actual painting that we have present at the moment that Rick is showing, I'm now going to stand between those two paintings. So this was the other end, and I'm now going to go silent again in a little while, and we can experience these two paintings that are actually on the screen right now. So connection of the soul, being present in the moment.
Thank you very much, my dear Dean. Beautiful, beautiful paintings. Yeah.
Thank you, Shweta. So so hopefully we all felt something then. Those paintings are, yeah, they have very special qualities, and we can connect to, you know, the consciousness of the painting itself, and we can connect to each other in each and every moment. So the needs and the wishes can be whatever it is you need in your particular environment to bring it into balance and to give to the others. Thank you, Shweta. Thank you for your time. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear Dean. Thank you so much for putting these pictures in the screen, and you can feel that. These are beautiful colors, and there is a soul living in it, you know. And we all can see that. So beautiful, beautiful. Thank you.
Shweta, I think that was Rick or Mark would have put those up on for us. Thank you very much, Rick, for all you do, and yeah, thank you. Wonderful. Thank you, Shweta.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you so much. So beautiful. And I will say that if there is any question, my dear Rick, or anything from anybody.
I'll just put the link into the chats for the actual store paintings, which are available, I believe, still.
Rick and Shweta, just so you know, I'm actually going to stand between the paintings for the next 5 minutes or so, and I'll just walk between the various different paintings. And I won't, you know, we don't have to comment on it or anything, but just to know that I am as a soul present. And if you want, you can try and connect and to know that I'm present too. So I'll just do that for the next 5 minutes or so. Okay, thank you, guys.
I'll show
these
some
are
other
different.
images. Pardon me, Sweta?
Yes, I was saying that beautiful image. Very beautiful, what I could say.
So these are
yeah.
in pairs. For example, Stardust 1 Pink, this is called. Somehow I don't think it's paired with that, actually. I think it must be paired with, yes. Stardust 2 Blue will be paired with Stardust 1 Pink. There's similar pictures, and they are sold in pairs, so you can have that interaction of the GANs materials between them. You saw those too. Delia 2 Blue. Not sure which one that goes with here. Okay, there's Delia 1 Red and Delia 2 Blue. And there's some other previous examples we've also shown. I particularly like that one. I think it's called Twister.
Yes, it is beautiful. And a twister, and it, kind of vortex. Beautiful paintings, really, really.
Maybe that's the mate to the roses, I guess, or whatever the flowers are. It's this other one on the right. Transmutation 1. And I'm not sure if that's the same. And we've seen these before, I believe. And there's more that people can go through on that site.
Yes, yes, very beautiful, as Paula said. So beautiful. I mean, you'd say it's very inspiring also. Like, in the presence of this time, this moment, so much inspiring, so much, just so suddenly this feeling came that so much to do, like that. So beautiful. Thank you, Uri.
Sweta, I'm present again now. So I just quickly explain to you, if I may, that there's some people here, and there's a lady here at the moment that's experiencing it, and she said she's been into many temples, healing temples and things in various places of the world, and she says she feels the same energies between the paintings as she's felt in these other healing areas. And she says she's feeling one particular one that she's deeply connected to. And she stood in between it now, experiencing. I told her to have a look at what was on the back of the painting. So that particular connection was good for her physicality and her soul. And she's experiencing that now in these moments. And I've noticed that many people have different experiences with these paintings. And when they take a moment to actually be still and quiet and take away all distractions that are around us constantly, and you actually just stand still and breathe, you can actually you can feel the energies very, very intensely. And it's like this lady's just said, that she's feeling hot on one area, and then she goes to another and it's feeling cool. So there's different field interactions, and at the moment in the exhibition it's extremely hot. It's a very hot, humid day, so it just feels hot everywhere. So the conditions, you know, of the environment are very, as I said, hot and sticky. And I'm sure you experience this sweater in India all the time. But in Austria, this isn't always this case. But however, when you walk through these paintings, and you can feel, and you become balanced, and you give yourself a moment, you can start to be aware of the environment around you. And what I find so beautiful about this is when you're facing one of the paintings, you're facing it as a human being, like we all do. We make a deep connection from a forward point of view. But what's the beauty of it is understanding that it's a 360, and there is a painting that is actually delivering to you. So when you connect and you put your thoughts and intention through yourself, and not just think of the forward motion, but think about taking the energy through the back, through your chest, out to the back of the picture, and be aware of the picture behind you. And then you start to feel this 360-degree, this sphere, or however you'd like to describe it, around you of energy. And then you can walk through the different zones, the different positions. And another person said to me when they felt these paintings, that some of them said that this one sounds like it's singing to me. This one was singing to me. And this one feels, as I said, hot and cold. And then this other one has an energy that she said she couldn't describe. It was just very intense for them. And I feel it myself. When I actually get the time to actually become still, I definitely sense the different qualities and interactions that these field interactions that are created by the intention of the artist, that has made every single stroke with intention with the physical body, and then the intention of the thought process of creating, and then the consciousness and the beauty of the GANs that is embedded within the structure of the painting. And then when you put that in front of you and behind you, so you've got a full spectrum of energies that you're creating with your intentions and thoughts within the environment that is given to you by the creation of another, for you to receive the energies that you require. And when you then, if you want to, you can then give back this energy the other way, so that the creator receives that energy too. So the choice is yours in how you would like to interact within these fields. So it's a beautiful experience, and yeah, it's always a joy to be present here. Yeah. Okay. Cheers. Bye. So it was wonderful to be present, and yeah, it was a great experience. So I'll leave it. I'll leave it there. Thank you, Sweta. But I'll just give you some more information about those paintings. Thank you, Rick. Thank you, Sweta.
Thank you, my dear. So beautiful paintings indeed. And I will say that the lady who was going temple to temple, or any places like this to heal herself or to understand the universe or the world or individual, then when she was standing here, she understood the temple, the heart and soul temple of her own. She experienced that the temple is within, and it comes, sometimes the temple where you stand, and sudden shivers come, and you understand that, oh, what to do, like that. Beautiful paintings indeed. Thank you, my dear, for showing it. Thank you, my dear team. Well, I will say, well, if there's no question anymore or at sharing, we can wrap up for now. Is that okay? We can wrap up then. We can please go to the stores and experience this beauty in your home. Thank you. Then we can go to the next slide, my dear. Here, the temple of your heart and soul. We are here to serve, not to be served, my dear one. The Universal Council. And this is what we do. We all do, as it is, as designed image of the Creator. Thank you so much. And well, this is Shwetanwar, Hindi, Universal Council Hindi language. And welcome. So swagatam to the beauty and totality of the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute, and the beautiful energy of all that is love. And And here I will say again, jump in, live in this Spaceship Institute, in the space of love. Follow, join, donate in your kindest hearts. Thank you so much. And salam,
Hello.
namaste, salute. Hello.
Hello. Thank you so much, Vera. Thank you, everybody, for coming today. And thank you for always day unifying your souls as one, because we are the soul of peace. And thank you for unifying, extend, and expand your soul, elevate the souls for the all beings in existence. And thank you for coming today, and thank you for growing more, daily growing the souls. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Rick, again. And thank you, everybody, for coming today. Thank you, Shweta.
Oh, thank you, my dear. Thank you so, so much for coming. Thank you.
Very nice. Thank you all. And yes, we wish that our efforts be used for the benefit of all beings everywhere. Okay, well, that brings to a close, it appears, for today's 282nd One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace and Justice here on Tuesday, July 11th, 2023. Let's see, our next public teaching workshop will be the Keshe Plasma Reactor Group, which will start Wednesday, July 12th at 7 a.m. Central European Summer Time. And usually goes for a few hours. So people are welcome to join in at any time, and perhaps you have something you'd like to share of the plasma technology, or question or comment you'd like to bring forward. That's a good place for all kinds of topics. All right, let me see what else. I think that's it for our announcements. So,
but what about it appears to me the reactor is in a dancing position.
The final announcement here is that we will play.
Thank you.
We'll play our
and clap, my beautiful.
flight
Live in joy
enhancement
always.
spaceship unit music version, which always gets Shweta and others dancing and clapping. So I hope you have a lovely day wherever you are, and we'll see you in the next public teaching workshop. Bye for now.